Have you ever just stopped and thought, why is English spelling so weird? Well, today, we're going to crack that code. We are diving deep into the hidden system that actually runs every single sound you make when you speak English. Let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, let's all get on the same page about the problem. I mean, we all learned to read and write, right? But English? English doesn't always play by the rules we're taught. Honestly, most of the time it feels like there are no rules at all. For example, let's just take a simple word, though. Got it? Okay.
Now, what about this one? It's spelled almost exactly the same, but it sounds completely different. Tough.
And to round out our little group of troublemakers, we have this word, through. I mean, come on. 3 words, pretty much the same letters, but 3 wildly different sounds. It's enough to make you want to tear your hair out. So what on earth is going on here? Why is it such a complete mess? It's a frustration we've all felt, for sure. And it really points to a huge fundamental truth. Letters are not sounds. And that's where our code comes in. You see, to bring some kind of order to all this chaos, we have to stop thinking about letters for a minute and start thinking about the actual physical sounds we produce with our mouths. We need a system for that. And that system has a name, phonetics. Now, the key thing here is that phonetics is not the study of spelling. No way. It's the study of the sound system itself. You can think of it like a map of all the different noises your mouth can possibly make to create meaning. And the real building blocks of this whole system? They're called phonemes. The best way to think of them is like the atoms of language. Seriously. They're the absolute smallest unit of sound that can change the meaning of a word. For instance, the difference between pat and bat isn't really about the letters P and B. It's about the phonemes, the puff of air in P versus the voiced sound in B. And this is so crucial for everything, from teaching kids how to read to programming the voice assistant on your phone.
Okay, let's put this into practice with a word we all use, boxes.
So it's pretty obvious, right? It has 5 letters, B-O-X-E-S. But how many distinct sounds does it have? I want you to say it out loud, slowly, to yourself. Boxes. How many individual sounds do you actually hear? You ready for this? The answer is 5 letters, but 6 phonemes. Wait, what? Yeah, it's because the letter X isn't one sound. It's actually 2 smushed together, a k sound and a s sound. And then the ES at the end, that also makes 2 sounds, I and ziz. So you really get B, O, K, S, I, Z. This is a perfect example of that huge disconnect between what we write and what we say. So, now that we know what phonemes are, how do we start to organize them? Well, it turns out that every single sound in every language on Earth falls into one of 2 major families. And those are vowels and consonants. The difference between them is really all about airflow. Think about it. For a vowel, like when you say ah, the air just flows freely right out of your lungs. Your vocal cords are vibrating, but nothing is getting in the way. But for a consonant, like a T or an S, you have to interfere with that airflow. You stop it, you squeeze it, you redirect it somehow. Okay, let's get a little more specific. We're going to start by decoding the consonants. This is so cool. Every single consonant has its own unique 3-part ID card that tells us exactly how it's made. It's defined by its voicing, which is just whether your vocal cords are vibrating or not, its place of articulation, which means where in your mouth you make the sound, and its manner of articulation, which is how you're shaping the air. So, first up is place. Think of this like the geography inside your mouth. Go ahead and try this with me. Say the sounds P and B. Feel that? Both of your lips come together. That's called bilabial. Now try F and V. Notice how you're using your bottom lip and your top teeth? That's labiodental. For T and D, you can feel your tongue tip tapping that little ridge right behind your top teeth. And for K and G, the action is way in the back, where the back of your tongue hits the soft roof of your mouth. Next up is manner, which is all about how you're playing with the air. So plosives are basically little explosives. You can feel that burst of air with P, T, and K. Fricatives create, well, friction. You can hear and feel that continuous hissing sound with an S or an F. For nasals, like M and N, if you hum them and touch the side of your nose, you can actually feel the vibration as the air escapes. And finally, you've got affricates, which are like a 2-for-1 deal. They start with an explosion and end with friction, like that ch sound in church.
All right, that's one whole family down. Now let's talk about the other one, the vowels. See, since we're not actually blocking the air to make these sounds, we need a totally different way to map them. The simplest type of vowel is called a monophthong. This is just one pure vowel sound where your tongue stays in a single position the whole time. Just think of the long E sound you make in the word beat. Your tongue is high up and forward in your mouth and it just stays there. Simple as that. But then you have the diphthong, and this is where the real magic happens. A diphthong is like a little vowel journey. Your tongue actually glides from one position to another, all within the same syllable. So take the sound in the word buy. It's not one sound. It's really an ah sound that glides smoothly into an e sound, I. Try it slowly. Ah, e. It's one smooth movement, one single phoneme. The same thing happens in the word boy. Your tongue journeys from an O sound to an E sound.
Okay, so we've looked at phonemes, we've broken down consonants and vowels, but why does any of this actually matter? What's the point of learning this code? Well, language is built from the ground up, and like this quote says, its foundation, its absolute bedrock, is sound. Understanding this system isn't just some boring academic exercise. It's about really grasping the fundamental structure of how we all communicate. It gives us a precise, universal way to describe any sound in any language, and it cuts right through all that chaos of spelling. And now you have the key. You actually know the difference between a letter and a phoneme, a plosive and a fricative, a monophthong and a diphthong. So the next time you're talking or even just listening to the world around you, what sounds are you going to notice? What parts of the code will you start to hear?